Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I of course am the FPL Train, and in this video we're going to be looking at what possible transfers to go for ahead of game week 4. Now there will be 3 transfers like there has been the last couple of weeks, and that will consist of 1 defender, 1 midfielder and 1 striker. There'll be no goalkeepers because so far I just think goalkeeping transfers currently at the moment are going to be a waste of time. Now before we look at the transfers, we're going to look back on the previous transfers that I recommended and see how they got on. First up, we went for Pau Torres of Aston Villa. Now, I think we all kind of expected Aston Villa to, beat Leicester. I mean, they were beaten uncomfortably 2-0, but then, of course, they had to concede a goal, which meant he only came away with 2 points overall, which is disappointing. But, you know, their fixtures going forward are still pretty decent. But, yeah, only 2 points from him. Cole Palmer, the midfield change, only scored 6 points over. I say only, he did get a return, so I should be pretty happy with that one. But I felt like he could have got double points in this game week that it just happened. So to get 6 points is slightly disappointing, to be fair. He did get, obviously, the assist, which is important, but he did also get a yellow card. And he only came away with, in the end, 2 bonus points. So you never know, he could have got 3 if he didn't get the yellow card. But that's doubtful, but you never know. But yeah, I expected more, but a return is a return at the end of the day. And the fixtures after that game against Crystal Palace is pretty decent, to be fair. So I think it was still all round a good pick going for Cole Palmer. And on to Liam Delap now, the one that I'm really buzzing about, even though I don't actually own him, but I was just really happy he got the goal. So I recommended Liam Delap. Yes, his XG was literally next to nothing, but he's just played Liverpool and Man City, so what are we expecting? He's played his first game against a team where I think Ipswich had a good chance of either getting a point or winning it. They got the point and he scored an absolute screamer of a goal. Absolutely beautiful goal. So to come away with that, you know, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So he came away in the end with 7 points and he's still less than 1% owned, and he's bargaining at 5.5 million if he can keep this up, of course. And his fixtures, like I said beforehand, were pretty decent going forward. So to get the first goal of the season, you never know, he could get many more going forward. So on to possible transfers for game week 4 then, and starting us off with the defender, I've gone for Mazraoui. I've probably said that completely wrong, but who cares, eh? Of Man United. Now, it was really difficult as the weeks go by and what players to go for, because obviously you look at the best fixtures, for example, and I've already said an Aston Villa defender, and a previous week before that was a Chelsea one. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, just going for a different player from that team. So I've gone for a different team here, my Man United defender. Yes, Man United were, you know, shocking against Liverpool, but the next game is against Southampton. Yes, it's away, but you never know what could happen. Southampton haven't looked any good at all, so he could come away with a clean sheet there. Then he's got Palace in 5, which is a 50-50 really with that one go. Yes, 6 and 7 are difficult, so you probably leave him on the bench there and then target 8 and 9 possibly. But look, he's 4.5 million. He is cheap, so he could possibly sit on your bench. But he's got a lot of upside as well. He's very attacking. He's a very attacking fullback. So somebody I do think is worth possibly putting in your team. If you don't fancy him, maybe go for Martinez, who's also at Man United at 4.5 million. With the midfield change, I mean, it always looks knee-jerk, doesn't it, when a guy scores 2 goals and you put him in for transfer plans video the following week. But look, Luis Diaz has looked good this season. He's already scored 3 goals, 2 against United, 1 against Brentford. He's got an assist as well, so that's 4 returns and 3 games. Beautiful start from him so far this season. And obviously, with having Forest, Bournemouth and Wolves as your next 3 fixtures, ideally you want to be going all-out attack with Liverpool and have 3 attacking players to really go for those points. And Luis Diaz, 7.6 million. He's on the cheaper end of the kind of place to go for, like in terms of quality. So for me, I think going for Luis Diaz at this moment is a no-brainer, because the guy is in hot form right now for Liverpool. And so that brings me on to my final player here, and that is, of course, Nicholas Jackson. A guy who has been frustrating in the past, not gonna lie, really frustrating, particularly last season, but he did score a fair few goals. Now, there is obviously the big problem with Chelsea in terms of rotation and that, but the one thing we've got to take into consideration with Chelsea is they never got that deadline day striker. So Osman never came and Ivan Toney never came. So in theory, Nicholas Jackson and Brozier that went away on loan. So Nicholas Jackson pretty much got that position all set for himself. It's a big season for him. He played against Crystal Palace and played all 90 minutes. Obviously, he did also start against the likes of Man City and Wolves, but came off a bit earlier. But he did play the full 90 against Crystal Palace. He's already scored 2 goals this season as well. I think that's going under the radar a little bit, to be honest. He's only 7.6 billion, so he's a lot cheaper than all the other strikers that possibly we're looking at, except for obviously your likes of João Pedro's and that. But yeah, he's got great fixtures coming up as well. He's only got 1 yellow card as well. I mean, remember last season, it was like he's getting a yellow card every game. So I think he's quietly going under the radar, and he's had a good start to the season so far. And the fact that, like I've just said before, Chelsea didn't get that striker is going to really bolster his chances of not just starting, but staying on the game later. So that's it then for this video. Those are the 3 transfers I recommend. So yes, it's a short one, I know, but there's not really a lot out there that I fancy talking about, if I'm being honest, in terms of players. I don't want to be too samey like everybody else, going for the same kind of players. And obviously, like I said before, the defensive options, I feel like Chelsea and Villa are the best ones to go for just because of the fixtures. But obviously, I can't keep going about them, so it's good to go for something different. But I do really like the Luis Diaz starts for the season worth going for. And more importantly, Nicholas Jackson, I think, could do some points for you. I mean, he's had a great start. It's just gone so under the radar. But yeah, let me know what you think of these transfers. And let me know what transfers you are thinking about doing ahead of Game Week 4. Before you go, please as well, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.